Hi, welcome. This is Rookie and Jacqui Let's Chat series part 4. Actually, 4 weeks we've been doing
Couldn't
this.
believe it.
I know, wow. So this week we're going to talk about a topical subject of Christmas dinners and how you manage different diets when cooking for Christmas dinner. And we do realise that your Christmas dinner party might have been curtailed in numbers. However, within your own family, you might still have to deal with different diets. So we'll start with Rookie, your experiences.
Actually, I want to just jump back a little bit further than that. So at the beginning of December, obviously everybody gets not everybody, but lots of people get advent calendars. And what we've noticed over the years, when Nathan was younger, obviously they're very suitable for him. But as he's got older into a teenage years, the advent calendars, the options you get for normal advent calendars are not rolled into the sort of dairy-free dietary requirements, gluten-free options, and they're all really, really babyish. So last year I actually made him 24 macarons. I numbered them all and he had one of those every day, which was great. This year I offered the same and he was like, no, I just don't want to, I can't be bothered. So for me, again, all the way through this, I've been going on about how it's trying to make the people with these dietary requirements fit in and feel normal. And for him, it doesn't. So, that's one of my bugbears. Christmas Day for us is actually really quite simple because we do roasts quite a lot in our house and we do them dairy free all the time. So we will swap out the butter on a marinade for the chicken. We'll just use pure. We're not gluten free, but we'll use gluten free stock cubes because they're so readily available. And for the rest of it, we don't have bread sauce, we don't have cheese sauce with ours anyway. We don't do Yorkshire puddings. I know some people are talking about Yorkshire puddings for Christmas dinner, so we don't do any of that. So Christmas is actually great. The one thing we found is going over to other people's is sometimes a little bit of a challenge. So when Nathan was 1 or 2, we went over for Christmas Day to somebody else's, I won't say who it is, and swore blind that there was nothing in the food that was going to cause him a reaction. And he had a reaction halfway through lunch. So he and I had to go down the other end of the lounge. We sat with the Piriton, his inhaler, and all those kind of stuff, trying to make him better. Everyone else is eating up the other end. And this person's still claiming that there's nothing that they've done that was wrong. But obviously there was some cross-contamination somewhere. And, it really does put a bit of a downer on the whole of Christmas dinner. So I appreciate not everyone understands it as well as we do or goes to the lengths that we do, but honestly it makes all the difference when you do. I don't know about you, Jackie, what your experience
Yes,
is.
my experience is so my husband has ulcerative colitis, so he can't have a lot of veg. So he's turkey and potatoes and gravy and peas, and that's his. Doesn't have any sauces or anything like that. But Sophie, she can't have potatoes, normal potatoes, so she has to have sweet potatoes. My son doesn't like sweet potatoes, so I have to do 2 lots of potatoes. So she can't have potatoes, can't have gluten, and she's lactose free. So, but she likes vegetables. So I'll do a lot of veg for everybody else. Carrots and swede, and peas. We have. I don't know where else veg wise, but we do sauces, but I do them separately. So I always plate up her food first, so there's no cross contamination. We use gluten free gravy. I have been asked the question this year to do Yorkshire puddings. I'm like, no, Yorkshire puddings doesn't go with turkey. However, you know, the year being as it is, if somebody wants a Yorkshire pudding, they can have a Yorkshire pudding. But I will have to be really careful with cross contamination. Of course, make the batter earlier, cover it up. I've actually got, a double oven, so the Yorkshire puddings will go in a different oven. Um, yeah, and I've already got a separate dessert because some people in the family like chocolate Yule logs, some others don't. So I've got chocolate Yule log. I've got Sophie's dessert, and I've got a panettone, which I like. Nobody else does.
It is funny, isn't it? You've got people with dietary requirements in the family, and obviously they don't have to like everything that they're given.
Yeah.
But also in our family as well. So my son doesn't eat roast potatoes. He hates potatoes. So he has pasta with a roast.
Well,
I don't eat potatoes,
yeah,
so I have Swede roasties instead.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, even in one family, there are so many different things that you have to cater for and think about. we don't do Christmas pudding in our family, so we're all having chocolate fondants. I make them dairy free, so that's easy. I might put a bit of Bailey's around mine, but I won't put that around Nathan's. You know, underage and allergic to dairy doesn't really go very well.
Yeah.
But there are so many things that you can do to change, swap out, and we do the same. So if we're doing if we're cooking things with dairy and we're cooking things with non-dairy, we'll do them in separate ovens. We won't use the same oven at all. We've had experiences of cross-contamination of in a restaurant where, you know, the cheese has been in the air in a pizza restaurant and it's caused a reaction for my son. So it is all these things that you possibly wouldn't need to think about if you don't have an experience of this. But, you know, keeping utensils separate, using separate ovens, they're all really second nature now.
Yeah.
I've got a friend across the road whose son has just been diagnosed with celiac, and she's like, all these things. She came over yesterday. She's like, I've got to think about this and I've got to think about that. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, can I ask you questions? Like, well, anytime. You know, if we can help people with the things that we've learned over the years, you know, and make someone else's life easier, because it's really hard going trying to work it all out yourself. It's great. Happy to help.
Yeah. I mean, starter for us will be soup. So it'll be we're doing butternut squash and tomato soup. However, my husband will have that, so he'll have something else. And then we also have a ritual where we put tree presents around the tree after dinner, just something else little to open. So it's usually a bar of chocolate, but of course Sophie's has to be a different bar of chocolate. So yeah, so I'm not doing a Christmas buffet on Boxing Day this year, which actually I'm quite thankful about, because Boxing Day is coming. So I'm just going to do a normal dinner. So yeah, it's planning is key, actually, isn't it? It's planning and knowing people's likes, dislikes, because nothing worse when you spend hours in the kitchen and someone goes, I don't like that. If nobody likes sprouts, don't make them. You know,
Yes,
there's no point if people not
totally
going to eat
agree.
them. I quite like
They're
sprouts.
evil. No, no, no,
Yeah.
no, they're wrong. There's just nothing right about
And my
sprouts.
son likes sprouts, so I'll make sprouts. Yeah, planning, organisation, preparation is key, and understanding the cross-contamination issue, because like you say, nothing worse than putting out a nice hot Christmas meal and then one of your guests like yourself and your son having to sit in the corner of another room, you know, trying your best to calm down a son who's poorly. That must be awful.
Yeah, it is awful. And also, which is really weird, but you don't want to ruin everybody else's Christmas dinner, but you so you're trying to do it all quietly. Just shouldn't need to do that in the first place, should you?
No.
Planning, absolutely. Write it all down. Write down what the dietary requirements are. Write down what oven you need to use for what thing and what time. And have, you know, different tea towels. When I do gluten-free food, I go through so many tea towels, because I just want to absolutely make sure that I've double washed everything. And I, you know, only I touch that tea towel, and everybody else in the house uses stuff at the other end of the kitchen. So definitely take time to do the planning. It will make your life so much easier.
Yeah. And I must say, having desserts in your house must be wonderful. You must have a whole range of suitable desserts. Lucky
Oh my
son.
God, I am so sick of desserts right now. I'm doing treat boxes that are going out today, tomorrow, and on Christmas Eve. And there is just chocolate and icing sugar, not everywhere, but you know, the smell in the air. I'm done with it. I'm so done with it. I hope they love it, but I'm done with it.
It must be nice for others in your house, though. Ready-made desserts all the time.
You say that, but most of the time, Mum, can I have this thing here? And I'm like, no, it's for someone else. Can I just have that? No, don't touch anything until I'm finished with everyone, and then you can go for it.
Oh, bless.
They get a bit annoyed.
Oh, amazing. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there.
Definitely.
So we're going to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Stay
And a
safe.
safe one.
Yeah, safe one in terms of COVID, but also in terms of preparing, serving those meals for your dietary requirements. And hope you've enjoyed this one. We'll be back not next week, but the week after with another topic. So thank you very much from me. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much. It's been lovely talking to you guys and hearing all your responses. Have a safe Christmas. Have an allergy friendly Christmas, and we will speak to you next year.
Yeah. Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Bye.